Hi, so I never really introduced myself in this channel, but I want to make this channel be a self-help channel. I want to start helping all the people that don't have jobs, the underachievers, the drug addicts, all that stuff. I want to help you guys. And I can help by starting to introduce myself. A real introduction, a honest introduction, not, anything else but the truth. And I'll introduce myself now. I'm Chris, and I'm 28 years old, and I have a past history of mental health issues, physical health issues, and drug abuse. Um, I recently got a job. I work now, and I was jobless for years, and I lived off disability. Yes, I did. And I thought that was okay. I also chain smoked chronically and all that, so that didn't help. And yeah, but I'm 1 year clean of smoking. So you guys are probably wondering, well, why is this guy disabled? Well, at the age of 16, I got rheumatoid arthritis and psoriasis. And at the age of 19, from suffering from my joint pain and my skin rashes, I eventually got major reoccurring depression. Then at the age of 24, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And that made me disabled. I wasn't able to work. And it was very tough on me being a kid and being diagnosed as a teenager with a chronic illness. So let's talk about the first drug, smoking, nicotine. So when I first started smoking, I started at 19 years old. I smoked while in a group home, and I smoked till 27 years old. And I smoked chronically and a lot, and I really enjoyed it at first, but eventually I had to smoke 20 cigarettes a day just to feel normal, and that's just not okay. And I'll explain why. Because when you smoke, you smoke instead of eating, and when you get nicotine in your bloodstream instead of the vital nutrients and vitamins of food, that's gonna not make you look as good as somebody who's eating a healthy diet and who isn't smoking, because your body needs nutrients and vitamins and more than it would need nicotine. So don't replace nicotine with food. Don't replace food with nicotine, I mean. So yeah, I just thought I'd keep that in mind. So yeah, you won't look as good if you're on nicotine. And also, smoking lowers physical abilities. So if you walk a lot, if you work in construction, if you're running track in high school or anything like that, you're gonna have lower physical abilities because your lungs aren't going to be able to put as much oxygen into your red blood cells, and your red blood cells won't be able to carry as much oxygen to your muscles and your brain. So eventually your brain power diminishes. You won't be able to think as good because you're not getting as much oxygen to the brain, and also your muscles won't be as strong because they're not getting as much oxygen. For example, twin 1 didn't smoke his whole life. His oxygenation level when he goes to the doctors is 100% in his red blood cells. Twin 2 that smoked chronically is only getting 90% oxygen in his levels, in his red blood cells. So that means that twin B, that's twin 2 that smoked a lot, just isn't going to be able to perform as well physically and academically because he has less oxygen, less power in his cells because the mitochondria is fueled by oxygen, as a lot of you know, or something like that. I don't exactly know all that stuff, but yeah, I do know about the carbon dioxide from cigarette smoke lowers oxygen levels eventually in the whole body. And that's partly why you have like some smokers, they have like a bad skin because they're inhaling all this carbon monoxide smoke, and it's just not their skin just isn't getting as much oxygen as like a normal person. That's why their skin starts looking all messed up and all that, and it really sucks because it's so hard to quit smoking, you know. And but it's a really good choice to quit smoking. Oh, this is another one. This is another one that little people don't really think about. But if you know about smoking and stuff, after you smoke, you kind of have this dopamine high, and then afterwards, after you're done smoking, you're more likely to make rash decisions. Like, you know, if you were to smoke a cigarette and you're not supposed to be drinking that day, you know, you're more likely to go and drink because you kind of fueled your reward center in your brain, and you're less likely to make wise decisions. And that's, you know, it's a nicotine influence. It's not that big of an influence as alcohol, as I'm saying, but it impacts you a little bit. It impacts you a little bit and make more rash decisions, and that's not always a good thing. So now I want to explain why a Xanax prescription is a very bad thing. Xanax will make you more carefree. Will make you you know, not care as much about work, about school, about family. It'll make you more carefree, and that's not good always. And I'll explain why. Because when you're super carefree and your anxiety is like not non-existent, do you really want to go to work? Do you really want to be productive at work even if you go? Do you really want to do your homework? Do you want to be responsible? No, because there's no anxiety making you scared and making you do good stuff, like get stuff done. And so having a Xanax prescription, in my opinion, it's better to be off of it, because if you can find a way to like really like battle with your anxiety, that'd be really good, because it's unhealthy to take Xanax every day. It's like a crutch. And I want to, and also Xanax will make you all loopy and weird acting. It'll influence you. It's like drinking, but it's kind of different, except it's a pill. But it's different altogether than drinking. But I just want to say that taking Xanax every day as a prescription can be harmful to the brain, and you know, cause some brain chemistry differences, and you don't want to get an addiction to that shit. But yeah, so you want to try to quit that prescription, and find other ways to deal with your anxiety. For example, you can do this. You can go and exercise, okay? You can exercise. And it doesn't even have to be around people if you have anxiety problems. You know, go for a hike, walk on the treadmill at the gym, whatever. You know, and eating healthy also helps with anxiety. I don't know if I told you guys this, but eating healthy helps with anxiety. Like having some fruits and vegetables and not eating processed food will help with anxiety. And yeah, so you don't have to be addicted to the Xanax and cigarettes for anxiety. You can find a way out of it. You really can. It takes a lot of willpower though, okay? I'll be the first one to tell you that. But yeah, so yeah, but talk to your doctor. Don't automatically quit Xanax. I'm by no means a doctor. Well, you're probably wondering, like, Chris, you quit cigarettes and Xanax, but what'd you replace it all with? Well, you know, a big filler for me is work. I really like going to work, trying my best and all that, and it fulfills me. And it keeps my mind off of things, you know? So if you don't have a job, consider getting one, even if you are disabled. Work part-time. You know, in America, you can work disabled and get half of the money that you make at your work, up to like $500 or something. So consider working. And anything else. Also exercise. I want you to exercise if you're watching my channel. I don't want you to smoke. I don't want you to take Xanax. I don't want you to do drugs. I don't want you to drink. I want you to exercise. I want you to exercise every day. And personally, you're wondering like, what do I do for exercise? Well, I do about 10 miles a day hiking, and I also do upper body every day. It takes up a lot of my time, but it really gets my happiness going, and I look so much better after I exercise, and I feel so much better. So exercise is a big one. Also, I want to recommend this, and replace the cigarettes with like an apple. Every time you want to smoke, go eat an apple, drink some water or something. But I eat lots of fruits and vegetables every day to get all my vitamins, and I take a multivitamin every day. That helps too, right? A multivitamin. You want to get all the vitamins you can, because the more vitamins your body has to fix problems that it has in itself or produce like testosterone or estrogen, that's the happier you'll feel, because you feel better because you have all these vitamins in you, and your body's just using it to make stuff to make you feel good. And exercise and eating healthy, and get some lean proteins in you, or even fatty proteins, like fish, steak, eggs, all those. Yeah, yogurt. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can go to like any store and like buy the on sale food. And you know what? I have a recommendation for you. But you can eat bananas and eggs, and they are both on my diet list, and they're both very healthy, and you can eat a lot of them, and they're not that expensive. Um, so yeah, but fast food is an easy way to get food in, but I feel like it's so wrong. I feel like it's not as healthy. It's not as healthy as like a normal healthy diet with lots of nutrients and vitamins. That fast food is just like crap. And that's what I replaced my cigarette smoking and my Xanax with and my antidepressants was with a lot of exercise, working a job, um, and eating healthy. And it's been a lot of work. I had to have a mentor to get me off of all this stuff. Now I want to make some recommendations on what your beginner exercise can be. I'd like to see you, if you're male, do 100 push-ups in your room. Even if you don't have a job, just do them. And set aside a half an hour to do 100 push-ups. Maybe do 10 at a time. And, I'd like to also see you walk maybe 2 miles outside, 3 miles outside. You don't have to jog. You don't have to make this difficult. Just get the exercise done. And that's a really good starter. And for women, I want to see you, walk 3 miles and, do sit-ups and stuff, But just look up basic exercises online, It's a serious thing. And consider changing and the thing is, guys, you don't have to quit the drugs right off the bat. You can first implement good habits into your life and rely less on your bad habits. So you exercise more, and then you do less drugs, and you keep on exercising more and eating more healthy, and slowly the drugs, it just diminishes. Make sure to drink plenty of water. 8 cups a day is good. Half a gallon of water a day. This will clear up your skin, make you eat less food, and it's healthy. Um, Also, you can make that water into tea, caffeine-free tea. I also want to say, don't drink like 8 cups of coffee a day. Don't be addicted to caffeine. That's another one. So, replace that coffee with tea or something. And, right when you wake up in the morning, to boost your metabolism, you can drink like 2 cups of water right off the bat. And before you go to sleep, you can drink 2 cups of water. That also helps.